I'd like to thank you for joining us today. I'm delighted to welcome everyone to our memorial ceremony and our highway bridge dedication. It was 56 years ago that 74 of my shipmates made the ultimate sacrifice for their country. We will learn more about that later in the program. Before we start, we will hear a few words from, first, the Honorable Roberto Uranga, Vice Mayor and Councilman of the 7th City District of Long Beach. Roberto?
Good morning. Now, how can I get to better than that? Good morning. Very good. Look, get it. Get those juices going early in the morning, especially for me. So thank you for your indulgence. I know it took me a little while to get up here, but I need a wrap nowadays. I'm not as spry as I used to be. But neither are you guys. But you guys, you know what? You're looking good. 50, 54, 51?
Not him.
Oh,
Me. I'm the other guy.
okay. Not him. All right. You look good to me, it's all right. Everybody loves somebody, and everybody's got somebody. Anyway, today I want to welcome you here, and I know it's a little chilly out here today, but you know it's a nice day in Long Beach anyway. It always is in Long Beach. One of the things about this community is that no matter what the celebration, no matter what we have to do, we come out and we recognize and we acknowledge, and we'll go through the elements in order to recognize our fallen. So in Long Beach today, we declare June 3rd as Frank E. Evans and the Lost 74 Day in the city of Long Beach. I'm very proud to be the Vice Mayor to do that. And I understand that this has been going on now for the last 19 years. So that's a long time to keep a memory alive, and we hope that it will continue on into the future. Never forget. Never forget. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And we hope to do that again later today on the City Council on the days at 5 o'clock today, later today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he said Eric is pretty. I don't think I'd go that far. Next, please give a warm welcome to the Honorable Jeff Prang, the Los Angeles tax assessor. Since assuming office in 2014, he has provided innovation and modernization to the County of Los Angeles in the assessor's office. He is not adverse to change. Jeff was elected in 2014 as the 27th assessor for the county and reelected in 2018 and 2022. Now, leave your questions about how you can lower your taxes on your property till after the ceremony. Jeff?
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I know what you're all probably thinking. Who better to help capture the spirit of why we are gathered here today than the county property tax assessor? Although I have a slight correction, Steve. I am not the tax assessor. There is no such thing as a tax assessor. I'm the assessor. The person who collects taxes has a very intuitive title. She's called the tax collector. I just tell you what your property's worth. She tells you how much you owe. Although she tells you what you owe based on what I value. But it's all joking aside, it's really a great honor for me to have been invited to join all of you today as we commemorate the USS Frank E. Evans, her brave crew, and especially the 74 sailors who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. 56 years ago, a tragic collision in the South China Sea took 74 young lives, sons, brothers, and fathers who wore the uniform of the United States Navy with courage and dignity. Though their ship had sailed from this very port just months earlier, their story remains painfully absent from one of the most visible symbols of remembrance, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. I stand here today not only as a public official, but as a friend of Tim Wendler, whose father was among the lost 74. Like so many families, Tim has carried the weight of both loss and omission, a grief compounded by the fact that these names and the sacrifice that they represent have yet to be etched onto our nation's collective memory. But today's ceremony and the dedication of this memorial and highway in their honor is a powerful act of remembrance. It is also an act of justice, one that says that these sailors are not forgotten. Thanks to the tireless efforts of the Frank Evans Association, including survivors like Steve Krause, we are reminded that a memory is a form of service and that honoring the fallen is a duty that we all share. Steve and his compatriots of the USS Frank E. Evans Association have done an amazing job in keeping the memory of the Evans and her crew alive. To recognize them for their amazing service, I have prepared a certificate of honor to honor their hard work in maintaining their legacy and sharing stories of bravery and sacrifice for years to come. So, Steve, if I can give you this little certificate on behalf of the county, you might want to make a copy and put it in with your tax bill. Always one more picture. Here's a folder.
It'll have to go in mine. Mine's late, so maybe I'll...
There's a folder to stick it in.
Okay, thank you.
So, in closing, just let this place and this newly renamed highway serve as a permanent tribute to the 74, and hopefully every passerby will see their names and be inspired to ask, to learn, and to remember. To the families of the lost 74, we not only offer our deepest respect, but our enduring commitment to carry forward their legacy. Thank you all very much for allowing me to be part of this special celebration.
Now, before we begin the formal part of our ceremony, I want to acknowledge some of our other attendees and special guests. Senator Kevin Kramer of North Dakota was unable to join us today, but wanted to address the relatives of the lost with a message. He wrote, "As the Vietnam War recedes further into history, we learn more about important contributions of many service members whose original mission were shrouded in secrecy or minimized by a cold-hearted bureaucracy. The sailors who died on the USS Frank E. Evans were no less brave, no less capable, and no less patriotic than those who fought and served in the many well-known or non-classified theaters of the Vietnam War. Recognizing and honoring these brave veterans sends a strong message to all the families of those who were lost fighting in the shadows of the war. We acknowledge the loss of their loved ones. We share in their grief, and we honor the sacrifice of their relatives who served their country with distinction. As I acknowledge the other special guest, I'd like you to please stand so that we can recognize you. Representing U.S. Senator Adam Schiff of California is Patricia Horton. Welcome, Patricia. Thanks for being here. Representing U.S. Congress Michael Levin from California, my congressman, from District 49, is Keon Malua. Is he here? I didn't see him this morning. Okay, so we won't recognize him. Next, representing Congresswoman Nanette Barragan from the 44th Congressional District is Stephanie Stone. She is the District Deputy Chief of Staff. And Patty Camacho, is she here? No. Okay. Representing Congressman Robert Garcia from District 42 is Julia Arce. And Julia brought us a certificate from the congressman's office, so we thank him for that too. California State Senator Lena Gonzalez is a majority leader of the California State Senate and representative of the 33rd District here in Long Beach. When she was approached regarding our objective to have a major highway named in honor of the Lost 74, she jumped at the opportunity to serve. Senator Gonzalez sponsored the bill to have our loss memorialized on Interstate 710 and State Highway 1, known to most of us as Coast Highway. We will hear more about this later in the program, but representing Senator Gonzalez today is our guest, Sylvina Poo. Where's she stand? He stand. Now, I didn't probably get all of the names from the city of Long Beach that are here, but one person is Gina Overholt. And where's Gina? She's right here. She is a coordinator, City of Long Beach Veterans Commission and Office of Veterans Support. And Gina has been instrumental in making today happen. You will hear more about Gina later. Also is with us is Christina Boatwright. Is she here? Oh, well, I was told she was going to be here because that's Gina's boss, and she needed to keep an eye on Gina. So, not able to be here today is Shane Weaver, and Shane is the Government Affairs Liaison for the 7th District of the California Transportation Department, and he was our behind-the-scenes support getting the signs made and now to get them installed, so he could not be here today. Okay, from VFW Post 2025 in Hawthorne is Commander Jan Bloomsterberg. This post has remained a strong supporter of the USS Frank E. Association and our cause. Next is President of the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 53, also in Hawthorne, is Dennis Wild, and I didn't see him out there. And please give a special applause for everyone. We've had two big supporters that have helped us in doing this and put this together. Of course, the Port of Long Beach is really stepped forward, and we are most appreciative. And the other is Delmar Blueprint, and we'll talk more about this later, but they have contributed immensely to our program. Okay, we're now going to start the memorial ceremony. So I ask you to honor the spirit of the memorial and once again check your communication devices to ensure they are in the silent mode. I would like you to when I tell you, I want you to stand for the invocation, the presentation of colors, and the Pledge of Allegiance. It is my pleasure to introduce Chaplain Anthony Ruff from American Legion Post 314 Hawthorne. Chaplain Ruff will lead us in the invocation. Please stand.
Please stand. Remove your cover. Almighty God, from this sacred ground we ask for the divine. We seek that eternal light from the Spirit of God. Let his holy light rest on the paths of men dedicated to truthful justice for the lost 74. For it is you who have made an eternal promise that you shall never forget them. We also seek the endless love within the heart of God to stream forth into the heart of those who attend our reunions and memorial services. And we seek his will, to be revealed into the minds of many so that our purpose and our commitment extends far beyond our imagination. Yes, Lord, let the plans of your eternal light, your endless love, and your will prevail and seal the door where obstacles dwell. In God we trust. Amen.
Leading the presentation of colors is our piper, Tress Maximic, and the honor guard today is led by Chief Ron Gray and the members of the Hawthorne NJROTC. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Lieutenant James T. Riley, Esquire, a relative of the lost. He lost his brother Lawrence Riley in the collision. Jim?
Thank you, Steve. Please, everyone, join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you, Chief Gray. Thank you, Color Guard. It's always refreshing to see the youth that are going to be our future leaders and to join us. And they have been here every year since 2006. Next will be our reef ceremony, so I ask those that are carrying the reefs to assemble back at the table back there. Go down the thing. Presenting for the city of Long Beach is Vice Mayor Uranga. Next, presenting for Australia is Eric Lee, survivor. He was on board the time of the collision. Next, presenting for the relatives of the lost is Fred Kerr. Fred lost his brother James in the collision. And last, for the survivors, is shipmate and survivor Dwayne Butterball Conley. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Tress. Another tradition that we hold dear is the reading of the ode. Welcome, able seaman, survivor Eric Lee.
They grow not old, as we the left grow old. Excuse me. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them,
We will remember them,
lest we forget.
lest we forget. Next, we will have a reading of a poem called A Turn. This poem was written on June 3rd, 1999, by George and Linda Murphy for the celebration of the 30th remembrance of the collision. Reading the turn today is Larissa Riley Thomas, relative of the lost of Lawrence Riley. Lawrence was her cousin, and Larissa is also the granddaughter of our senior chief, Lawrence Riley, and daughter of Lieutenant James T. Riley, who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Larissa is also a board member.
The date was June 3 in the South China Sea, and all good ships were at Yankee Station. The ocean was calm near South Vietnam. The Gray Ghost was serving her nation. She was taking a stand, Captain Mack in command, strong and ready, standing by for a call. A sky dark and clear with an uneasy fear in a sea that was foreign to all. In the night, so it seems, when most are in dreams, there are those who watch round the clock. They stand 'neath the trees, they sail on the seas. They are the shepherds protecting the flock. So the order came down, the ship to turn round, aircraft to soar into the night. The ghost came about, and there was no doubt the ship was to turn to the right. A signal may be crossed, a message somehow lost, that turn to the wind. And somewhere in the sea, at just about 3, that turn would signal the end. That big ship at her peak, she was fast, she was sleek. The gray ship, smaller but agile. Both ships forged of steel, both strong of keel, but the ghost, now it seems, too fragile. Then came the sound of a ship going down, the shock, the fear, great emotion. 3 minutes passed by, an eternity say I, and she slipped to the floor of the ocean. Dear God, what a cost, so many were lost. In a heartbeat, like a whisper, they're gone. One moment there's sleep, next moment the deep, and the rest of the world goes on. There are those that will say that some die every day, each day that we glorify war. But they're not the ones who gave up their sons, one night, one ship, 74. It cannot be changed, not rearranged. It cannot be explained at all. But till I die, I'll wonder why their names were not found on the wall. The date was June 3 in the South China Sea, and good ships were on Yankee Station. The ocean was calm near South Vietnam. The Gray Ghost was serving her nation.
Thank you, Larissa. Next, we're going to hear the poem, A Hero's Welcome. This is a new addition to our program this year. It will be read by our association treasurer, board member, and my beautiful wife, Donna Kraus.
A Hero's Welcome by Robert Longley. Time to come home, dear brother. Your true tour of duty is through. You've given us much as anyone could be expected to do. Just a few steps farther, the smoke will start to clear. Others here will guide you. You have no need of fear. You have not failed your brothers. You clearly gave it all. And though your selfless actions, others will hear the call. So take your place of honor among those who have gone before, and know you will be remembered for now and evermore.
For those that are not aware of the details behind the collision, shipmate Richard Alverdes will now provide the background information to the collision. Richard? It's right there.
It's early morning, approximately 0300 hours on Tuesday, 3 June, 1969. The American destroyer, the USS Frank E. DD-754, is part of a fleet task force of 42 South Asian Treaty Organization allied ships from 6 nations participating in an operation codenamed Sea Spirit. The allied ships are on maneuvers in the South China Sea off the coast of Vietnam. They are escorting the Australian aircraft carrier HMAS Melbourne, R-21, on a joint military training exercise, along with the USS Everett F. Larson, DD-830, the USS James E. Keyes, DD-787, HMAS Cleopatra, F-28, and the HMNZS Blackfoot, F-77, and of course the USS Frank E. DD-754. All the ships of the squadron are operating under darkened ship conditions. There are no lights on anywhere. Most of the Evans crew are asleep as the ship escorts the Australian aircraft carrier through the waters of the South China Sea. At approximately 3:10 hours, in the preparation for launching aircraft, the carrier Melbourne turns into the wind and sends orders to the Evans in code to fall back and take plane guard station 1,000 yards astern of the carrier. In the process of executing this turn, the officers of the bridge, the officer of the deck, Lieutenant Ron J. Ramsey, and the junior officer of the deck, Lieutenant J.G. James A. Hobson, are mistaken to the location of the Evans in relationship to the carrier. In the ultimate course changes of both ships that followed, the Evans is turned into harm's way and is rammed amidships by the Melbourne, rolling the Evans 90 degrees before severing the forward part of the ship. The impact and noise of this collision jolted everyone aboard ships. On the Evans, those that were sleeping were awakened instantly. Those that were on watch scrambled for their lives. Thus began a courageous struggle to save the lives of the crew of the Evans, if not the ship. The lives of the 199 American sailors were saved that morning, both by the heroism of the crew members of the Melbourne and our own fellow crew members of the Evans. The lives of 74 of our brothers were lost. The names of the 74 heroes were added to that honored list of heroes that began with the birth of this nation over 200 years ago. Our shipmates that died in the early morning hours of 3 June 1969, as so many others have done in the Vietnam War, were patriots. They were warriors. They were defenders of our flag and the nation we hold so dear. Their journey of life ended that day. Our 74 shipmates paid the ultimate price so that we, and let me repeat that, so that we may enjoy the blessings of freedom today. Freedom is not free, and the cost has been paid over and over in human lives. These 74 men paid that price. They will always be our heroes and remain in our hearts, our prayers, and our thoughts. Please join us in praying tribute to the brothers, the 74 who gave their lives for this country, lest we forget.
Now we will read the names of the lost, ring the bell, and we had planned to place roses, but everything is never perfect, so there are no roses. Reading the names is survivor shipmate Terry Veer. Mary Manley Lee will ring the bell. Terry?
Ensign Alan Herbert Armstrong. Seaman James Robert Baker. Yeoman 3rd Class Andrew James Bato. Radarman 3rd Class Thomas Ballou Box. Electronics Technician 3rd Class James Franklin Bradley. Lieutenant Junior Grade Robert George Brandon. Seaman Apprentice Harris Melvin Brown. Boiler Technician 2nd Class William Daniel Brown II. Chief Hospital Corpsman Charles William Cannington. Radarman 2nd Class Christopher John Carlson. Seaman Michael Cale Clausen. Seaman Danny Victor Clute. Yeoman 3rd Class James Richard Schmela. Electronics Technician 3rd Class Larry Wayne Cool. Seaman Patrick Michael Corcoran. Seaman Apprentice Joe Eddie Craig. Electronics Technician 3rd Class James Wilburn Davis. Seaman Apprentice Leon Larry Deal. Seaman James Fred Dykes III. Seaman Apprentice Raymond Joseph Early. Gunner's Mate 3rd Class Stephen Frank Espinoza. Seaman Apprentice Stephen Don Fagan. Seaman Apprentice William Donald Fields. Seaman Apprentice Alan Carl Flumer. Seaman Apprentice Henry Kenneth Fry. Seaman Francis Joseph Garcia. Sonar Technician, 3rd Class, Melvin Holman Gardner, Jr. Seaman Apprentice, Donald Eugene Gerhardt. Boatswain's Mate, 3rd Class, Patrick Gene Glennon. Seaman Apprentice, Kenneth Wayne Glines. Seaman Apprentice, Joe Louis Gonzalez. Sonar Technician, 3rd Class, Larry Allen Gracely. Seaman Apprentice, Devere Ray Grissom, Jr. Seaman Apprentice, Stephen Allen Geyer. Radarman, 3rd Class, Terry Lee Henderson. Chief Electrician's Mate, Edward Philip Hess. Radarman, 2nd Class, Gary Bradbury Hodgson. Seaman Apprentice, Dennis Ralph Johnson. Seaman Apprentice, James William Kerr. Chief Boatswain's Mate, Willie Lee King. Chief Radarman, George Joseph LaLaberte. Radioman, 2nd Class, Raymond Patrick LeBrun. Radarman, 1st Class, Eugene Francis Lehman. Seaman Apprentice, Isaac Lyons, Jr. Seaman Apprentice, Douglas Roy Meister. Seaman Apprentice, Andrew Martin Melendrez. Seaman Frederick Conrad Messier. Seaman Apprentice, Timothy Lynn Miller. Ensign John Townsend Norton, Jr. Ensign Gregory Koichi Ogawa. Seaman Apprentice, Michael Anthony Orlikowski. Interior Communications, 2nd Class, Lyndon Russell Orpert. Lieutenant Junior Grade, Dwight Scott Petit. Seaman Apprentice, Craig Allen Pennell. Seaman Apprentice, Jerome Pickett. Yeoman, 2nd Class, Earl Frederick Preston, Jr. Boiler Technician, 3rd Class, Lawrence John Riley, Jr. Radarman, 2nd Class, Victor Thomas Reichel. Boatswain's Mate, 2nd Class, Gary Lauren Sage. Radarman, 3rd Class, Gregory Allen Sage, Sr. Seaman Apprentice, Kelly Joe Sage. Seaman Apprentice, John Allen Sauve. Boiler Technician, Fireman, Robert James Cyril. Fireman Apprentice, Gerald Wayne Smith. Seaman Thurston Perry Smith, Jr. Sonar Technician, 2nd Class, John Raymond Spray. Lieutenant Junior Grade, John Kenneth Stever. Seaman Apprentice, Thomas Fred Talon. Radarman, 2nd Class, Ronald Arthur Thibodeau. Radarman, 3rd Class, John Wayne Thomas. Seaman Apprentice, John Thomas Tolar. Quartermaster, 3rd Class, Gary Joseph Vigio. Radarman, 3rd Class, Con Wesley Warnock. Seaman Apprentice, Henry Dennis West III.
Thank you, Terry. I'd like to have the relatives of the lost that are here please stand up and be recognized. Thank you. Each year at this ceremony and at our reunion, we read the names of those who died in the last year. Shipmate Lieutenant Rich Fetchelman will read the names of the deceased since last year.
Seaman Apprentice Alan S. Streicher, on board 1965 to 66. Machinist mate second class Robert Hatcher, on board 1951 through 1955, passed May the 25th, 2024. Radarman third class Oren Rod Kopang, on board 1965 through 1967, passed July the 5th, 2024. Machinist mate first class Ronald Perkins, a survivor, on board 1968 to 1969, passed July 24th, 2024. Sonarman second class Lynn Garrett, on board 1954 through 1956, passed October the 1st, 2024. Machinist mate second class Timothy Murphy, on board 1965 through 1966, passed October the 6th, 2024. Leading seaman Frederick Rubley, on board the Melbourne, passed March the 20th, 2025. Fire control technician, second class Dean Weiss, survivor, on board 1967 through 1969, passed May the 15th, 2024. Relatives of the lost. Dorothy Kaiser, passed February the 2nd, 2025, cousin to the three Sage brothers. Relatives of members of our association. Mary Tebow, passed August the 30th, 2024, wife of shipmate Bill Tebow. Elsie Conley, passed October the 1st, 2024, mother of shipmate Dwayne Conley. Timothy Francis, passed October the 31st, 2024, son of shipmate Del Francis. Jerry Jones, passed December the 7th, 2024, wife of member Mike Jones. Jerry P. Krause, passed January the 7th, 2025, cousin to Steve Krause. Philip Ledesma, passed January the 17th, 2025, father of member Susie Summers. Colleen Krause, passed February the 1st, 2025, cousin of Steve Krause.
We have a new addition that we are going to add to our program, and this is called the Lone Piper Walk of Life. And I'd like to read to you because it has some significance to what we're doing here today. The ceremony Walk of Life played by our Lone Piper Tress is an ancient Scottish tradition. The bagpipes, with their haunting sound and dissonant tone, has a beautiful way of connecting us with our loved ones and bringing healing on both sides of the veil. Each moment in this ceremony represents birth, life, and death. The circle that the bagpiper walks surrounded all of those in attendance and allows the sound to wrap each individual in a huge form that helps them celebrate this day. As the pipes encircle each person or persons, With sound, it is meant to bring the feeling of being embraced in a farewell hug. Many of us pass from this life unable to say farewell and thank those who brought them love into this life. This is that opportunity for our loved ones to come through and bring that peaceful farewell until we meet again. When the piper starts, it has the effect of sounding like a newborn. They bring their entrance into the world, this presenting the birth of our loved ones. As the piper walks up to the front, they are paying respect to the person or persons who has passed and allowing them to be part of the ceremony. They stand and honor that person's lifetime on this earth. As the piper continues to walk, she represents the soul's journey into the next life. The sound of the bagpipe will slowly fade out as they walk away. Tress wanted us to know that it is an honor for a bagpiper to perform this beautiful ceremony. Next, we will have our 21 gun salute. Our 21 gun salute will be led by Chief Ron Gray and performed by the members of the Hawthorne NJR OTC. We will next have taps. Let's give a big round of applause to the Hawthorne. The fireboat is okay. The fireboat is coming. As the fireboat now approaches or goes away and whatever for a tribute, we want to thank fireboat Captain Tim Isaacson and his crew from Fire Station 15 in Long Beach. Please enjoy the tribute. I've been told it's considerably lengthy, and they're a little bit. So if you need to move to go see it, please feel free to do that. We're going to continue now with our highway dedication. We want to talk about this a little bit. I'll turn this part of the program over to a relative of the lost, Tim Windler. Tim lost his father, Radarman Second Class Ronald Arthur Thibodeau. Tim is also on the board of directors. Tim?
Thanks, Steve. Yes, my father, Radarman Second Class Ron Thibodeau, was one of the lost 74, and he and my mother were residents of Long Beach at much of the time that he served on the Evans. And we've been working for 20 years, or over 20 years, to add the names of these heroes to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington. Currently, under the bipartisan leadership of both Senators Kramer and Senator Schiff, we are seeking to add language to the National Defense Authorization Act that would add these names to the wall. And Senator Schiff, when he was Congressman Schiff in the past, was able to add this to the House version, and now he's in the Senate, and he's working on a bipartisan basis with Senator Kramer on this. We're also seeking a meeting with the Navy to refine the criteria for adding the names to the wall, and thank you for our resident attorney, David Krause, for helping with this. And it's to seek to add international joint military exercises in the Vietnam area that were done to support the war effort, that those names should be included on the wall. Closer to home, my former state senator, Anthony Portantino, shared our efforts with Long Beach Senator Lena Gonzalez. She immediately embraced our goal to recognize these 74 heroes and obtain legislative approval to rename these Interstate 710 and Pacific Coast Highway 1 interchange, as well as the bridge to PCH Highway, to honor our lost 74 heroes. Now, we do have to raise funds to create these signs and have them installed. And so, as Steve had mentioned earlier, we are have diverse ways of accepting those donations if you are willing. Over at our booth, we can take checks. We have a QR code. We can take credit cards. cash, just about anything you can think of. So we very much appreciate your help in this. And now Fred and Skylar are going to bring up a representation of these signs. They will be installed soon, but and even when they are installed, it won't be very easy to go have a ceremony in the middle of the freeway. So we thought it would be nicer and a little safer to just do it here and show you what these signs will look like. Yes, go ahead. So for the unveiling, oops. So thank you again to Senator Lena Gonzalez for her efforts to make this happen. And so I don't want to stand in the way any longer of Tommy Burger, so I will turn it back over to Steve to conclude our ceremony.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, we're going to have taps in our invocation, and then I'm going to have some closing remarks, and then we'll eat. So our piper, Tress, will now lead us in taps. Please stand. Please remain standing as Chaplain Anthony Ruff will lead us in benediction.
Please remove your covers. May the majesty of our Heavenly Father be the light by which we walk. May the compassion of Jesus be the love by which we step out, and the presence of the Spirit give us the strength by which we grow, not weary. God bless America and shed your favor upon the USS Frank E. Evans Association, as well as the USS Kidd and all that hear the message. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. We want to again give a very special thank you to our donors and sponsors. Our sponsors for this event are the Port of Long Beach and Delmar Blueprint Company. Here today from Delmar Blue are the owners, Kelly and Michael Kraus. Will you please stand? They have also been our mode of transportation for getting everything here, helping us set up and helping us to keep this organized. Next, I'd like Gina to come forward, and I think she has just a few words to say. And I want to, personally thank her. I was gonna give her a bouquet of roses, but they're traveling around out there on a FedEx truck somewhere.
Get them next year, maybe.
I just want to thank you all for being here. And if you weren't aware, the City of Long Beach has an Office of Veteran Support and a Veterans Commission. And as you know, the city's naval history is rich and deep and goes back 90 years. And here we have a living legacy, unfortunately a tragedy with 74 killed. But I just want to thank you for being here, being part of this, and thank the USS Frank E. Evans. And if you can contribute to the signage campaign, they have a really nice keepsake for you to take home. Anyway, thanks again for being here.
Thank you, Gina. We certainly couldn't have done this. Other person that helped organize this and keep us going is Tim Windler. And Tim has been sneaking out of his work and going to Zoom meetings for the last, 3 months. But they still seem to be promoting him, so he must be doing something right. Okay, next but not least is my wife, Donna Kraus. She was on the committee. I want to thank Rich Alverdes, Steve Bethel, and Mary Gregg are over there. Pat and Janine Holleran for helping carry people around for us. And they're good friends. They've been with us and supporting us for years. My granddaughters, Dana and Kira, and my grandson, Skylar, have all been helping out. For those, Kira was the one that got us the place to eat last night. It was excellent. It worked out well. I'd like to thank Mary and Eric Lee. They came down from Spokane, area in Washington. And Terry Veer came from Wisconsin and, Michigan. How come I get that? He came from Michigan through Wisconsin. Yeah, right. And then also flying in was, where'd he go? Rich. Rich Alverdes flew in too. I'd like to thank to Jeff and Chris for helping out too, and especially again to Kelly and Michael. We as we grow old, we can't do the things that we used to think we could do, and this would have been way worse had they not been here. Now, the good part, if you don't have a luncheon ticket, get one from Donna. She's sitting right there. And this is like military style. You'll stand in line, and then and then we have the tables over there, no seats. The seat that you will have, you're sitting on. So take your chair over and place them around the tables, and then get your food. This is the second time we've used Tommy Burgers, and they did an excellent job last time. So I think that goes quite fast. I've got to. Yeah. So, is there anything else that anybody would like to say? There's one more group that I'd like to recognize, and I'd like all of those that are here that are on the board of directors, please stand up. And David, it's not standing. David is my oldest brother is officially our attorney, and he's unofficially our attorney, soon to be officially our attorney. So we're passing things down to the youth as we go along. So if there's nothing else, again, if I missed thanking somebody, I'm just not that good at it. So, on my list, they're not long enough. No. Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning again, everyone. Listen, it's my pleasure to be here today. I've come to this event on over several years since I came out to California in 2017. I'm a member of all of the veteran service organizations. You can name them all. The Veterans of Foreign Wars United States, Post 5394 Compton, the American Legion Post 314 Hawthorne, Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 5, LA Chapter, AMVETS. I'm here. I invited two of my members of my AMVETS, and those who don't know what that is, the American Veterans. They've been around since the 40s as well. One of the prominent veteran service organizations. And we have a lot of people who have served in other capacities in their communities. And I am always very, very surprised to see the turnout and the number of people who still care about what we have done in service to this nation. So those who served in the United States Army, can you please stand up? Can we get a good hooah? 250 years coming up on June 14th. It's not just Flag Day, y'all. United States Marine Corps. Anyone, any Marines? Hoorah! We know the Navy is here. The Navy is always strong. My father's Navy, 55, 59, all right? I hear it all the time. My brother went Air Force, and I went Army. Air Force. All right. Aim high. Where's our Coast Guard? Where's our Coasties? They're like unicorns. But I love them to death. They were with me in Kuwait and in parts of Afghanistan. I love it. Anybody Space Force here? No Space Force. That's okay. That's okay. Someday it'll be coming. But listen, I thank you guys for being here, and I was very happy that I got the call. I'm standing in the shoes of Chaplain Al Collins from the VFW Post 2075, and he's on vacation, as he should be. We are all retired. With that being said, thank you. Enjoy your lunch.